Hey everyone.
I always don't know where the camera is.
Morpa, what's going on, everyone? Hey, it's Friday.
And good.
My God.
We made it. Cat pillow. This is you.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been waiting for the weekend for the longest time. I'm a little sad that we have tomorrow off.
I'm not sad. It's a nice change of pace.
I suppose.
Although I get what you mean.
I'm sad that we can't continue the story of Magic and Mosted for tomorrow. Don't worry, it's not ending. We still have plenty of story to give.
Yeah. But just in case.
But as a reminder for those who maybe missed it, especially who are watching maybe in the VODs, is that tomorrow we will be taking the day off. So Magic and Mosted is on week break. But instead, you will be having some content this weekend. This Sunday, we are doing our second one-shot here on the channel, The Showroom. The Showroom is a story about the fine art world, and we'll be joined, perfectly enough, by some amazing artists. Crafters, creators, DIYers, one actual artist.
Why are you wet? These cats are always wet and I don't understand why.
As always for Books and Brew, we're always drinking something. This time, I don't have anything alcoholic.
I'm surprised. You do.
I didn't grab anything alcoholic.
Yeah, ginger soda.
I mean, sometimes a brew doesn't, a drink doesn't have to be alcoholic to have fun. Sometimes you can just be there, enjoy yourselves. What do you get?
Mine's coffee.
Yours coffee. That's an actual brew.
But it's a nightmare for. Hold on, let me get up. It's a nightmare for Christmas thing, and I'm bad at camera angles. Let me turn.
That's fine. You got it. You got it. There you go.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Wait.
Hey.
Ah. So let's talk about the bard. Do you know anything? What do you think a bard is?
Well, I mean, according to the internet, fuckboys, but
I think you've learned that anyone can be a fuckboy.
No, but especially them.
Especially them, right?
I mean, we went over the additional classes in Tasha's.
We went over the creationist bard.
And types. Could that be more accurate?
I mean, so...
I mean, I don't know. Everybody's always like the bard's the hoe or the whore because they attract everybody and they want to have sex with everybody. And I think it honestly just depends on your character. But I mean, they are very charismatic, so it kind of, if you're not careful, you could be the fuckboy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
You're definitely right. That a bard is generally, because that is where your power comes from. It comes from your raw charisma. That you're very charismatic as a bard, and you get depending on what you choose as proficiencies as well as expertise, and you get jack of all trades.
Hi, Temple. I just showed them your cup that you got me.
You are pretty persuasive, very deceiving.
I mean, I feel like you're very much a support. Not that like there isn't like OP fucking bard spells. Like I think you get wish.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
Yes.
But, like, I mean, I know your support. You give, inspiration through song or dance or whatever the fuck it is. Sexy dance. I don't know.
When it comes to bards, the way I like to flavor them is that they are individuals who use artistry, creativity. They kind of step on the toes of artificers in my book, except they don't actually physically, they don't have to physically make something.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's that their expression of creativity extends past something physical. It could be song. It could be a poem. It could be a story. It could be a dance. It could be like an actual painting. It could be so many things that a bard can do to weave the arcane with just their pure charisma. And so, with that in mind, you don't have to say a bard is a fuckboy. Generally, they are very charismatic, and they can become a fuckboy because then be like, "Hold on, I'll sweep the innkeeper off her feet. Give me a quick second." hey babe, yeah, maybe you give me these rooms
I
a little
mean,
for
maybe
free.
if you're not intentionally trying to be a fuckboy, but if you're like, you know, like this really nice guy or girl, but then you use your charismatic ability or bard ability to go talk to somebody or con somebody into something, you're gonna get looked at like that a little bit.
and you're very much right that a bard kind of leans on the support side. They don't have that many damaging spells, especially early on. As they start to level up, they do get some more spells underneath their belt. But you know, they're one of the few classes that already get, with the 100%. I seduce the dragon, and that's how dragonborns are made, honey. That, you know, someone banged a dragon way back in the day, and that's how you became a dragon sorcerer.
I don't feel like it was on purpose, and obviously I'm not old. Well, I don't even know when D&D was found, but I mean the fact that your stat
70s?
is I was not born. I was born. I'm a 90s baby. The fact that your stats have to stack and totally count for your on your charisma, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
But I feel like since people think that way, they're like, oh, I'm a very charismatic person or I'm a very charismatic class, you kind of lean towards that how you doing type of personality.
Yeah,
unless you're just an awkward charismatic person, you're so awkward that they think you're cute, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Deer in the
Janky.
Deer in the headlights type deal. Yeah, I thought he was cute like a little kid, though, not cute I want to marry the guy, even though the group thought otherwise.
But, yeah, I mean...
and he wasn't a bard.
Bards are an expression of art, and art, as we all know, has so many forms. You know, memes could be considered an art.
Sorry, you have a weird beard hair that's curling around.
Imagine if you were a bard of memes.
That'd be funny.
You could do that. I would definitely allow that and be like, all right, go ahead and give me a meme.
I feel like they would spam that one with the cat and the white lady just yelling at him all upset, looking like a Karen, and the cat's just like, meh.
I mean, it's art. It can be considered art. So that's what bards are. And I have here the Player's Handbook. The Player's Handbook has two subclasses of the bard. It has the Lore Bard and the Valor Bard. And so we're going to go over, actually, this is going to be a new series for Books and Brew.
I think...
before we were going over a lot of the subclasses, we're going to go over some of the subclasses and the main class.
I thought isn't there a Glamour Bard too?
There is. That's in Xanathar's.
Oh, okay.
So, again, I'm only going over what is given to us just in the Player's Handbook. Again, the Player's Handbook is usually what you start off with, since it has sort of the class proper already listed out, and then it doesn't just give you extra subclasses, it actually gives you the class. So bards are very much the jack of all trades. Back to basics essentially. You can channel your magic via your voice, your dance. You don't really need a arcane focus to use it, but most people flavor it they bring out a lute, or they bring out a flute, or they bring out a drum or something like that.
Can bards have familiars?
That's a good question. I don't know their spell list, and I know they don't have Find Familiar.
They did not like that.
For sure they don't have Find Familiar. But if you choose, actually, if you get to level 4, you can choose Magic Initiative and take some wizard spells and get them.
I think there's a way you can get one. I'm just picturing the dude that's performing on the street corner that has the monkey.
Yes.
With the cups.
Yes.
That's why I asked.
You can definitely at any class and race that you choose. You can at level 4, or if you're a variant human, level 1, take Magic Initiative, take Wizard in that Magic Initiative, and you can choose Find Familiar. So a few things that you get as a bard. You get Bardic Inspiration. This is sort of the thing you were talking about. As a bonus action, you can get Bardic Inspiration to one of your party members, or anyone else who you choose to, and you give them a die. And
it's like a D10, no?
It starts off as a D6.
Oh, okay.
And it starts to grow from there. So he says here that the Bardic Inspiration is a D6, and I believe that it
works
shows...
its way up to a D10, though.
It works its way up to a D12.
Oh.
So by level 15, you're already sort of rocking at D12. Essentially what that means is that whenever someone rolls, whether that means it's an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. They can spend that. It's not like concentration. You just give it to them, and they have it to use. And I believe they can use it throughout the day. I gotta double check, but within the next 10 minutes. So within the next 10 minutes, they can use that Bardic Inspiration die to add to their saving throw, their attack, or their ability check.
That's good if you're in combat, because essentially time's slower. Because it's like around 6 seconds.
I mean, and think about it this way, is that you can, as a spellcaster, and you know this as well, sometimes there's your bonus action is not really used much for anything. You know?
I try to use mine more now. Before I was just like, like, yeah, but might as well use it if you can.
I know, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And so, as a compensation for that, as a bard, you can just go, I give you Bardic Inspiration, and they use it for the next turn. You're like, perfect. I use my action, then I give you Bardic Inspiration, and you can just, until you run out, and I believe you do have a finite amount of Bardic Inspiration, and it starts to grow as well as you start to level up.
I mean, the one time that somebody wasn't a fuckboy was Roby. Like, Roby was just so excited to sing and talk to people.
He was a glamour bard.
He was just like, I just like the attention, but not that kind of attention.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
So,
dude was a bard. In real life, too.
At second level, you get 2 abilities. You get Jack of all trades, which means that any ability that you are not proficient with, you can now add half your proficiency to that ability. So...
I feel like this is a fancy rogue.
The rogues and the bards definitely have been compared a bit, and you'll see why when we get to level 3. But essentially, bards can... all of their abilities increase as they start to level up. Even if you are the weakest bard, and you have a -1 to your ability check, by the time you get to this, you have a 0. And then you start to level up, you have a +1. You go a little higher, maybe you have a +2 now. You know? And it's such a... They are literally jacks of all trades, because, I mean, a bard who's not strong, who uses their strength to maybe blow glass as an art form, hey, you know, gives them the ability. The second ability you get is Song of Rest. Essentially, when you are resting for a short rest, and you're spending hit die, you can use this ability and you can add a extra d6 to their healing.
Yeah, because I know I can do healing too.
And that increases as they start to level up as well.
I've never played one. I've seen people play. That's how I know all this. And accidentally read some of it, but... Yeah,
I mean, essentially what that means is that you can, while everyone is resting, you can strum a lute, you can play a little bit of a song, or maybe do a quick dance or something, and maybe players don't have to use up all of their hit die. You save them a few, you know? And by level 3, that is when you choose your subclass, your Bardic College, and we'll get into that in a second, because there's a few. Also, by level 3, you get Expertise. This is sort of where the Bard gets compared to the Rogue.
I'm just saying because you get all the buffs.
Yeah.
Not that other classes don't get buffs.
You are a legit skill monkey as a Bard. Like, no joke. So, Expertise means you choose one of the skills that you are proficient with, and you double it. So you double it. If you have a +3 or +6, now you have or if your proficiency is a 3, then it's a 6.
Out of the 4 of us, out of our group now for this channel, no offense Temple, and this is no offense to myself either, I don't think me or Temple could be a bard. I feel like it would be you or Steve.
Oh, yeah. No, I would definitely be a bard.
Like, if one of us had to be like, okay, who's gonna be the bard? It would be one of you two.
I'd have to be the voice or the face. And I think maybe one of these colleges, because I don't think the Glamour Bard fits me. I don't think maybe the Creationist Bard, I don't know. But I feel like these subclasses that I'm about to talk about may fit me.
Unless, like, we were, like, the awkward kids in the corner, like, playing our instrument, and, like, we just, like, get you to come over, but we're not advertising for you to come over, then I could see us doing that, but, like, it'd have to be manipulated a little bit.
Well, regardless of of the subclasses, and we'll get to that in a second. By 5th level, you get Font of Inspiration. Essentially, that means is when you regain all of your expended bardic inspirations when you finish a short or long rest. So before it was every long rest. Now you could just take an hour and you can get all your bardic inspiration back. So pretty useful. This is one of these abilities that I kind of don't like. Counter Charm.
Oh, well, when we've seen Sam use it in Critical Role, you have to like preemptively know. So that's what makes it difficult to use, because you don't preemptively know.
Yeah. By 5th level, I believe you're casting 3rd level spells. I think. Do you have access to 3rd level spells now? Yeah, you do. You got it by 5th level. Yeah. So yeah, by 5th level, you're casting 3rd level spells. So you can counterspell as a bard. You can counterspell. I don't understand counter charm. So essentially, you have to use up an action. Here, I'll read it.
Because I mean, counterspell is like you see it and you counterspell.
As a reaction, you
This
stop
is
it.
like you have to know it's coming. But I'm like, you don't know it's coming unless someone's yelling like.
As an action,
As
an action, you can start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed, and the creature must be able to hear you to gain this benefit. So you can grant everyone advantage on a spell or effect that is causing you to be charmed. I guess. But you have to use an action.
It sounds like you would have to, like, if the creature tries to do one of those effects, you would have to pass the save and then cast it. But, like, saving throws your action, no? So,
yeah.
I guess you use the next turn and hope they don't use the same effect on you again.
Yeah, and then what if you waste your action? So your friends are going to, your friends saved getting charmed or frightened. And the monster is going, I'm going to do it again. I don't know why they would say that. How would you know that they're going to do it again?
I think you just assume.
Yeah, like, you would literally have to assume and then use up your action. And then the next turn, advantage.
Like when you hear the DM, sorry guys, I'm playing with my hair. Say like, oh, he's going to use a lore action or a dungeon action or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, layer action.
Layer action, I don't know why I said lore. And that could be a trigger to be like, ew. He's probably gonna do this shit a couple of times. Maybe I should use this. But I mean, even in combat, if you weren't metagaming, you could be like, okay, he's done this a couple times now. Maybe I could use it.
I guess so. If I was DMing anyone and they wanted to use this ability, I would make this a reaction.
Yeah.
I feel like it's again.
Like, why have it if you can't use it as a reaction?
It's got to be, I would say it uses up your reaction. You could use it as many times as you want. It's counter charm, It only gives you advantage. It doesn't automatically save you. Yeah, this is I feel like if you were in my game and you wanted to be a bard and you were like, I use counter charm, like, don't use up your action. Keep your action, man. Just get rid of your reaction. And last but not least, the mental image, we're in a fight, about to die, and then there's that guy dancing in the corner. Yeah. He's like, oh, the dragon's about to roar at us again. You get advantage and you still fail.
I was gonna say he could be singing Staying Alive.
So, magical secrets, by 10th level. You can choose 2 spells from any class, including this one. You can choose 2 from any class. Oh, including Bard. This one. The spell you choose must be a level that you can cast, shown on the bardic table or a cantrip. The chosen spell counts as a Bard spell, regardless of where it comes from. And you learn. Oh, okay. So you just start to learn more spells. Sorry, learning. So yeah, you can learn 2 spells from any class. And they count as Bard spells. Want to cast Guiding Bolt? Sure. You're a Bard.
It's useful, trust me.
It's pretty useful. And lastly, that you get at level 20, When you roll initiative and you have no uses of bardic inspiration, you gain at least 1. So you'll always, regardless of whenever you enter into combat, you always have at least 1 inspiration. And now we get into the subclasses. So I don't really have much in terms of backgrounds, unfortunately.
Oh, you made characters. Of course you did.
Meet Felix.
It's either a sea elf or a triton.
That is a Triton. You know.
I know, I was one in a campaign.
Whoa, that must have sounded horrible on camera. I'm sorry.
Lovely. See, but he's pretty too, so I mean,
Yeah,
already I'm thinking, you know, F-boy.
This, Felix, is a bard of the College of Lore. So what is a lore bard? Well, essentially they're like
myth tellers?
They're like myth tellers. They're storytellers. They take tales and stories, and they from one town to the next, or maybe they bring ancient dances from a culture and they show it off at different towns and places. They go to libraries and they look at poems and limericks and they share them around, and they just have fun. They are the book learned of bards, regardless of how they act and how they tell their stories.
This is like the high school drama trope, like in this, not the sitcoms, but like the drama shows where it's like the hot looking music teacher.
Yeah,
this dude.
Essentially, very much so. So as a College of Lore, you get some proficiencies. You get to choose 3 skills. Any skills you want, you gain proficiency with them. Right off the bat. In addition to that, which is what I think this ability is really cool, you get cutting words. You can use your reaction, and you can roll and spend a bardic inspiration, and you can minus that from an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. So if someone's about to hit you, and let's say they were 2 points over your AC, you can use up a bardic inspiration, and you can roll a d6, d12, however it may be, and lower it by that much.
Check reverse guidance.
Exactly, yeah. Except it gets instead of a d4.
It could be bigger, obviously, in dice terms, but it's kind of like reverse guidance on the other guy.
At level 6, you can learn 2 more new spells from any class. So essentially, as you're starting to level up, you're just learning spells as a bard. You're going to libraries and you're like, that looks interesting. I don't care if I can't. Oh, I can now. And they're just pulling everything that they can. They want to learn. They want to share, regardless if that's a fireball. And lastly, you get Peerless Skill. This is at level 14. Whenever you make an ability check, you can expend 1 bardic inspiration and roll that number and add that to your ability check. When you do so, after you die... Wait. Hold on.
After you die.
I gotta see if something... Starting at 14th level, when you make an ability check, you can expend 1 use of bardic inspiration. Roll a bardic inspiration die and add that number to your ability check. Okay, so far so good. You can do that anyways, but you can choose to do so after you roll the die for the ability check, but before the DM tells you whether or not you succeed or fail. Oh, okay, I get it. You roll a 15.
You just have to choose to use it whether you pass or not.
No, you roll 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you roll your bardic inspiration die, and it's a 1. And you go, I'm not going to use that 1. All right, now did I fail or succeed? And then they'll say.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you use it regardless. You don't know if you passed yet.
I don't think you use it up. Oh, you do. You have to expend 1. Okay, so you don't... All right, I see.
It's like you can choose or not choose that buff, but you don't know if you passed or not.
Yeah, it gives
and if you only needed that point, well, then you done fucked yourself if you said no.
It essentially gives you a... It gives you a nope. Like, no, that's all right. Never mind. I take it back. Also, now I'm trying to think of it. Starting to think
But
of it.
if you say no to it, you still expend it?
I don't think so.
Or only
Oh,
if
okay.
you
That's the
use it?
biggest thing. Bardic Inspiration can only be used on someone else. This is a thing where you can actually use it on yourself now. So, there you go. The second subclass, so we're going to say goodbye to Felix. I didn't really have much for him, unfortunately. Just look at that pretty face.
Yeah, I was going to say, a pretty face.
Pretty face. Next one, we have Sydney.
Also a pretty face.
He is an ASMR. He is part of the College of Valor. Valor bards are very much like the wartime, like I'm going to tell you a tale, type of person who definitely can be entertaining. He's basically Captain America in the beginning of the Captain America movie, where he's just like the guy selling war bonds. Doesn't have to be that way, it's just how I'm flavoring it. But essentially they're more of the battle bards. I like to flavor them as sort of, wartime bards because it makes sense to me, at least.
I don't get that from that guy, but okay. He does have a sword, I think.
He has a rapier. Maybe a fencing sword.
Yeah.
Maybe he used to be an Olympian.
He has a dagger here.
So, Valor Bards, a few things. When you join the school, you get proficiency with medium armor, so now you can actually wear some heavy stuff.
I have a decent AC.
You have a decent, yeah, you could definitely have a decent AC. You gain proficiency with shields. Hey, now your AC even goes even higher. And now you can use martial weapons. So now you're kind of like a fighter, While a fighter can wear heavy armor, you're
diet.
You're diet fighter. Yeah. But that's pretty good. That's damn good. In addition to that, you get at level 3, you get combat inspiration. You're a fighter light. Yeah. You learn to inspire others in battle. A creature that has bardic inspiration die from you can roll that die and add that number to the damage roll now. So you can roll to attack, and you hit. You're like, I haven't used this bardic inspiration die. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll this and add to my damage. So, yeah, you can pretty much deal more damage with a Valor Bard on your side. In addition to that, at level 6, look at that. Instead of not level 5, but level 6, you can attack twice.
Is it paladins at level 5? Level 5 you can attack twice, huh?
Barbarians, fighters, rangers, and paladins can attack twice at level 5.
I only know because I was a paladin for that one shot, so it's kind of nice.
But yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Instead of, unlike a lore bard, instead of getting more spells, now you can attack twice. Now you're up in front, swinging your little rapier.
Sounds so demeaning. You swinging your little rapier.
Is that what you're doing? You're swinging your little rapier? And the last ability that you get for the Valor Bard at level 14, you have mastered the art of weaving spell casting and weapons into a single harmonious act. When you use your action to cast a bardic spell, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. So you're kind of like not an Eldrin, but you're an Eldritch Knight at that point.
Yeah,
reversed.
I would kind of want to toy with that class, but
Eldritch Knight are fun. You can attack and cast spells. You kidding me?
I've made so many one-shot characters that I wish I was playing a campaign for. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did this to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sorry though. You had fun.
I know, but now I'm attached to them, and they never get out. They can never come out to play anymore.
We've talked about the Creation Bard, the College of Creation, and there is the Glamour Bard, which is in Xanathar's. That's the next book I'm going to get. And I believe there's one more Bard that I can't remember at the moment.
Glamour, Valor, Lore.
Oh, the College of Whispers.
Oh.
Those are the ones that you guys were fighting in Nomad. Essentially...
Is that the ones out of Tasha's?
No, those are out of Xanathars.
Okay. What was in Tasha's that was new for
Creation.
the creation part? I was like those little mini ones.
Yes. They make little totems. Or they make things come alive. They're essentially Mickey Mouse in Fantasia.
The guys with the flutes.
So, Whisper Bards are really cool. I'll get more into detail when we actually go over their subclasses, when we get the book. But they know that bards are very well loved. And so they lie to everyone saying, oh, I went to college. Yeah, I was a Valor Bard. Oh, totally. But they're actually a Shadow Bard, or a College of Whispers. They're the blackmailers. They're the ones who act as your friend and say, totally, I'll watch your dog, and then lose it and be like, I don't know what happened. And you're like, oh, but you're a bard, you're not a bad person. You're like, you're right, I didn't mean to. That dog had to go.
I like dicks.
So that's the bard, at least from the player's handbook.
What guys with the flutes? I don't remember now. You said we fought them.
They were the, what was the name of the cult?
Guiding Hand?
No, that's from the one we have now.
What
It
cult?
was an I.
I don't remember.
Back in Nomad, you were versus the one where the turtle, I forgot his name too.
What guys with the flutes?
Oh no. I don't know about any flutes. But I assume it's what I'm thinking of. It's the eye. Wandering Eye,
Oh, yeah, the whisper. I forgot. It's in my notebook over there and I don't want to get it.
Yeah. But regardless, that's the bard.
The subtle whisper?
The subtle whisper.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. That's it. They had a finger over their lips. That was the symbol. Subtle whispers. Yes. I was not creative at all.
Well, we didn't know they were bards.
They were bards and they were something rogues. I forgot.
Well, we knew one of them was a technical, I guess, bard. Was she a bard? The tiefling that sang? Or was she a tiefling? I don't remember.
She was a tiefling, but she wasn't part of the subtle whisper.
I thought she was. Yes, she was.
Oh, she was. Yes.
I wrote them out.
She was definitely.
Turtle was Blue Myth.
Blue Myth.
I don't remember her name. I want to say it was like Vanessa.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. Yeah, I remember things sometimes.
Wow. That's impressive. That's what you get for getting a note taker. Damn note takers.
Yeah,
finding holes in my stories.
Blue Myth.
I try not to have any holes in my stories.
And then there was the advisor to the king, who was a dick. And then his little chaperone was a bard.
Oh, Onir?
Yeah.
Onir the Green Dragon. Yep.
Onir, Blue Myth. There was a girl, and I want to say there was another one.
There was a half-orc who was a rogue.
Oh yeah, the guy with
a gun. He was the one guy you fought with a gun.
The guy with the guild, not the guild, but like the blacksmith guild or whatever that controlled that shit.
There's a lot to it.
It was Oban.
Yeah, I think so.
Oban, Onir, Blue Myth, and then the tiefling. And yes, I know. I was a good note taker. This is how I remember shit.
Well, yeah, so that's that. But bards are really interesting. They are definitely a support class. They do get access to wish, and I think if you were to play like a lore bard, you basically can gather a bunch of spells. Each time you level up at a certain point, you get 2 new spells from any class. So you could be really utility.
It's not like he was gonna say you could be a dick.
Right? You can be very much utility by taking like from the wizard or from the cleric or from the druid, or if you want to do very damaging, you can still take from the wizard. They do it all. Or you can take from the sorcerer or the warlock. You can cast Eldritch Blast if you wanted to.
I have a question with wish though. Can you technically wish somebody back into existence, like they were dead?
Can.
And you can?
You can.
Oh, excuse me. My throat growled.
So the way that wish works is that you can cast a spell, any spell. Again, I'm going by my knowledge. and I'll double check if I have to, but you can cast any spell lower than level 9
I thought you can bring back
freely.
people from the dead. I thought you could only do it.
Here,
I thought
watch.
you could only do it for like a certain amount of time.
Here he goes, wish. The base use of the spell is to duplicate any spell of 8th level or lower. You don't need to meet any requirements in the spell, including cost components. The spell simply just takes effect. So by this point, as your level 9 wish, you can cast any spell 8 level or lower. So if you wanted to, you can cast Simulacry, I think it is, where you can make a duplicate of yourself, which then has also wish, and you can control it, and it also has all of your spell slots. You can duplicate yourself, essentially.
So you're the dickhole that they were like, what do you want for your wish? More wishes?
Essentially, you can go, oh, I'll have more. Sounds good. You know, and so that can happen. That's what actually Scanlan did in the final battle versus Vecna, is he made a second Scanlan who also had counter spells and bardic inspirations and his own set of list. And it's like, fuck, dude, that's such a badass thing to do. You can also, if you wanted to, you can cast Restoration, or you can cast Revivify, or you can cast anything that would have cost a gold piece. I
don't know what level Resurrection is.
Or Resurrection. You can I think it's a level 7 spell. Cast Resurrection, and you don't have to spend any money.
My thing is, do you get the negative toll though with it? Because you're technically, but you're technically not casting Resurrection. You're casting Wish.
It duplicates it.
Yeah.
You are duplicating the spell.
No, I know, but like
it happens.
Resurrection, you get disadvantage.
I understand. It happens.
I don't think you get...
Stop fighting it.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think you get double disadvantage.
No. You don't get disadvantage, but you get the same.
Cast it twice.
You get the same effects that would have occurred to you if you would have just cast Resurrection, but this time it doesn't cost any gold. You should go, Resurrection, I wish that you revive, you come back, the spell goes off much like a Resurrection spell, and you both feel tired. I don't remember the actual specifics. There's a few other things you can do. Alternatively, you can choose one of the following effects. You can create one magical item up to 25,000 gold pieces in value, but it isn't magical.
I create a house.
So you just create it doesn't go away. It's not, lost when you cast it again, but you can cast the spell and you can, money. Cool. Tomorrow I'll cast it again and I'll get more money. People with the wish spells, really, yeah. In addition to that, you can also, as an option, you can also allow up to 20 creatures that you can see regain all of their hit points and any effects on them. So back to 100, everyone. Here we go. You can grant up to 10 creatures you can see resistance to all damage. Everyone's a barbarian now. You're cool. You can also grant 10 creatures you can see for 8 hours to have, let's see here, a magical effect. See, immunity to a magical effect, like a Lich's life drain attack. So like, nah, I wish that just doesn't happen to us. Here's a really cool one. You can undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll within the last round, including your last turn. Essentially rewrites reality to accommodate its own new results. For example, a wish spell can undo an opponent's successful save, a foe's critical hit, or a friend's fail saved. You force that reroll and make it to be made with advantage or disadvantage, your choice. So if you're choosing someone to reroll, you can go disadvantage, do it again. And then you can choose whether or not to use the reroll or the original.
Usually, need more gas.
So that's pretty good, Because let's say one person casts a spell and you're like, shit, I didn't know they actually could do that. And you're like, you know what? I'm changing reality. My two friends come back because he actually didn't cast that spell. It's gone. You have the time stone.
Yeah, that you're not supposed to bend reality with, but whatever. That's how we got in trouble.
So there's a few other things for Wish, because it's a...
Dude, you could literally play out the Thanos snap by being a bard. Just like, snap my fingers, poof, half the universe gone.
So it says here, you might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above examples. State your wish to the DM as precisely as possible. The DM then, with great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. So you can essentially talk to your DM and go, I wish, for anything. You can wish, I wish a god comes down right now. And the DM will have to sit there and be like, all right, let's think about this. Is that doable? Is that allowed?
I can see Mike's wheels turning as a DM.
Yeah, like, all right, I wish that my friend, comes back, but he doesn't come back as a barbarian, he comes back as a wizard. And then as a DM, you have to sit back and go, well, you're not casting resurrection. You're definitely not doing that.
You can cast, regenerate.
That changes their race.
Uh-huh. Oh, no, it changes their class.
So now as a DM, you have to go, well, that's beyond the scope of a regular spell. So now we have to think, would this rewriting of reality be okay? And it's up to your DM if they're okay with it. However, if you use the wish spell for anything other than a spell, so it's a duplicate another spell. If you use it for anything else, you first then, let's see here, you have to roll a D100. And if you roll below 33, you can never cast Wish again.
What if you get a scroll? Can you then cast it? Or you just you can't cast it as a...
You are unable to cast Wish ever again. It doesn't say it's gone from your spell slots or from your known spells. It just means you can't cast it. You still have a level 9 spell slot. You just don't have a level 9 spell, because it's gone. Also, the stress of casting the spell to produce any other effect than duplicating another spell weakens you. Each time you cast, so essentially you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level. In addition to that, your strength is dropped to 3 for 2d4 days. So you need to rest. You need to take a long vacation. Because you dropped to what? A 3 strength? You're a little limp now. So yeah.
Been in the hot tub too long.
Yeah. You're
a noodle.
Yeah. You're in the hot tub and you've been drinking.
You're a cooked noodle.
By the way, don't ever do that.
Don't
ever do that.
There's warnings, don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Don't drink in a hot tub.
At least not, just don't do it. Maybe a baby sip, if anything. Don't even do that.
I mean, I've seen people let's have a drink in the hot tub. It's just don't get sloshed.
And don't stay in there for forever.
You're gonna smack your face into the pavement as you get out of that hot tub. Your legs are gone.
In the wrong player's hands, that's dangerous. Imagine if Steve had And that's why Steve's not a bard.
Steve has been talking about, he's like, could you make anything done with spells? And I'm like, I don't know. Your character doesn't know. Obviously. But, yeah. Yeah, it's wish list is pretty crazy, and bards get it. Imagine a very charismatic fuckboy who can wish anything. I wish
There's gonna be a lot of girls that were nuns that are now hookers.
I wish that I had a potion of love. However, the effects are indefinite. That doesn't sound too out of ordinary. Like, that would definitely chart in the roll of D100, see if you're going to ever do that shit again.
Nope.
But that can happen. I mean, I would probably allow that, because that's nothing, that's taking already an existing magical thing and saying,
Dude, you can
forever.
be Cupid at that level.
Yeah, and every time you create a love potion, you'd be gone for 2d4 days. There's your potion.
And then while you just, like, fucking build your ass a nice-ass house that's secure, and then you just, like, have people pay you to do this.
Yeah, but what about that one time you roll below 33%? No more potions. It's gone. I lost it. It's gone.
And then you just get to watch and laugh.
Yeah. So that is the bard, everyone. So today's stream I don't think is going to be very long because I just want to talk about quickly what we're doing this weekend.
The one shot.
We have the one shot, everyone. So if you type !cozy gamer, dungeon journals, Vecna's lab, there's no apostrophe, Vecna's lab, or !titanfish, you'll be brought to one of our amazing artists' pages. They either have like a Etsy page or a link tree or anything along the lines. They also are down in the panels below of this video, so please check them out. They will be our guest stars for this Sunday for our one-shot, The Showroom. Essentially, The Showroom is a story about a bunch of artists who have worked tirelessly on a piece of art, whatever it may be, and they are invited to a very exclusive, very, very exclusive art show, and their pieces will be placed in display. And it is them coming together to check out the art show. They're all sharing a space, and they all each have a wing. So it's going to be very exciting to see how it goes. We are having a bunch of new faces. I spoke to the players a few days ago and got to know them a little better.
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
It's been a week.
But they are new to the channel, and I'm really excited to have them on. I let them know that I felt very underprepared compared to the things that they've made. Like, I'm like, oh, you guys have made a lot of shit, and I have made 7 things.
Hey man, the DM's just the narrator.
Yeah.
You are the story.
So I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. I've seen their characters. I
love Titanfish. I think Titanfish actually has hers on her page, so you, like, it's not spoilers. You know,
yes.
It's up, but
it's a drow.
Yeah, with rose-colored glasses, and I love him.
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 She's playing a male. She is the only male in the game.
Yeah.
So, and I appreciate that, by the way. Now we have some, a little bit diversity, which is nice.
Mike's playing with all girls. I appreciate it though. That's good. We have an all-girl.
I like it.
Stream.
I think it's great. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. So, a few things that I am now safe to say, because you guys will find out Sunday.
I appreciate how far D&D, not to cut you off, D&D has come though, because we asked a plethora of different people to see if, like, preferably like ones we, follow ourselves or we bought stuff from or had interactions with. But like, we asked the span, and it was all the girls that went, I want to play. So I thought that was really cool.
I love that. That was really cool. So a little hint to our existing players and those who have been keeping along with the story of Magic and Mosted. The Showroom is whatever the occurrence or whatever occurs within the one shot is canon within the story of Magic and Mosted. It is placed within the continent of Mosted.
I thought it was placed in Nomad.
No.
Oh.
No, it is occurring in Mosted.
Preemptively, no?
It is happening, I believe the way I situate it is that it was happening, I believe, either 8 to 6 months prior to the adventure.
Okay.
So it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
It's had some months to simmer down. So whatever occurs in this one shot will be canon. And my hope is that maybe if I can work with these creators and they like what they have, maybe we can have them on as guests because their characters would still be alive. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know what's going to happen, but those who do survive may be brought in as guest players. You know, we've had a few already. We've had Nick, and we hope to have more in the future. And obviously, this is an opening for other people.
We've had Nick and Tom. Nick is our at-home DM, and Tom is the founder of Astral.
We had him on a one-shot as well, and we're definitely trying to get him in the game. So hopefully that comes soon. But regardless, this is sort of an opening for our showroom players. So Savannah may have... So yeah, it depends on what occurs within the one-shot. It definitely is going to be a little interesting. It is happening in the Estevis domain within the city of Trand. And it's happening in one of the sections of the Color of Survival.
Where we put the babies.
Basically where you put the babies. Where you put the griffins. So for a reminder for those who may have forgotten, the Color Survival is a large complex that is half museum and half...
like a reserve?
Yeah, like a reserve zoo. And the idea is that it can accomplish this by having separate staffs that make sure that wherever the visitors are going, they are intrigued, they are informed, they are learning from whether it's from like ancient cultures, from artifacts within the museum, or art pieces that are within the museum, or they're seeing all of these animals and creatures and monsters on the opposite side. So it is very much like the LA Museum, like what is it, the Natural History Museum type of thing.
Yeah.
Mixed together with like the San Diego Zoo. So you mash those two up and you got the Color of Survival. So whatever this story's occurring within the museum part, specifically a little portion of it that is like a gallery. So it's like a quarter of the building. So who knows what'll happen? I'm excited. I know that Madame LeBlanc might be there, who is the art curator within the Color of Survival.
I don't know. I'm just excited to see a drow. I don't know what's my fascination with them.
Next time you'll play a drow.
I don't think I want to play one. I just like them.
Alright guys, well, like I mentioned, I think the stream was going to be a pretty quick one, mainly because I'd like to finish up whatever anything I have for the showroom.
Yo, isn't it like National Sleep Day or something?
Oh, we should reserve that. We should observe that and
I
take
seen
place
somebody post about it and I was like, yeah, can we tell that to work and be like, yo, I can't get out of bed. It's National Sleep Day.
And I'm really sorry for those who are really hoping for
Opening.
for
Get that opening in.
Magic at Mosted part
19?
19?
Equally. I think it's 19.
Are we on 19?
Yeah. We're taking this week off for family time. Our players need a break every once in a while just so we don't burn everybody out and we're, balanced sometimes.
Are we in 19?
Yeah, I think we ended on 18 last time. Check the Instagram, it has all our last
Oh,
session.
I think you're right.
The schedule. Last week's schedule. So
We're hitting 19, folks.
We'll be continuing session 19 next week. Hopefully refreshed and clear mind and probably getting into some new shit. So
please join us on Sunday.
I get a break from trying to either not cry or crying whether I like it or not on stream, so it's okay.
Alright guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We will check you Sunday.
Bye.
Laters!